Here we go.
Ever since I saw the first trailer for Challengers back before the movie even got delayed, I was intrigued. It was set to Rihanna's SOS, and the tension just looked like it was at an all-time high. Luca Guadagnino was going to deliver another great film. He is behind, of course, Bones and All, which, if you don't know, I loved. One of my favorite movies of 2022. And also Call Me By Your Name, which I think is a really solid movie and practically grows on me by the day. And I can definitely say The Challengers is another really solid entry into his filmography, although there are some things that hold it back from that great status. But as we get into the rest of this review, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy it, and comment down below what are your thoughts or expectations on Challengers. A lot of the marketing for this movie was really being sold on the fact that this is a steamy thriller, and no doubt it is. Some might call it sexy with the chemistry between the trio of actors, Zendaya, Michael Faist, and Josh O'Connor. The chemistry is there and off the charts, no doubt. There is one sequence that you probably see in the trailer where they're all sitting on the bed and things start to unravel. They start to get a little bit closer to one another, and it gets pretty riveting. I feel like I don't see too many movies that often have riveting kissing sequences. And throughout the movie, there is good tension there, and that's just built by the fact of the drama here is really interesting. There's no denying that the beef, if you will, between the three of these characters is just absolutely entertaining as all hell. The movie is very well written. Each of these characters are driven by their eagerness to win and their passion to really just succeed in the world of tennis. I love the intensity that was built around the characters. That's when I found the movie to be most interesting, and I actually wasn't too crazy about the tennis sequences. Specifically when our characters are having monologue and dialogue-centric moments, the camera just draws in on their faces, and you feel it's like an intimate sequence between the audience and the characters. Without a doubt, the intimacy built around the film is brilliant. Luca Guadagnino continues to prove why he's such a great director when it comes to especially character dramas and character-based stories. As an audience member, you just get to see their bickering on screen, and Guadagnino really doesn't hesitate to just allow it to unfold. Challengers is one big mind game. In some aspects, it gets a little bit too maybe melodramatic, if you will, especially with where it goes in the third act. The characters are hard to root for at times. Another one of the best parts about the film is the score from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, especially when our characters are, whether they're making love on screen or they are arguing and the score is just blasting. I was sitting in the theater watching their steamy chemistry unfold, just going like this, vibing with the score. It's synthwave and really helps build the tension. One of my bigger issues with the movie is that the fact that it does jump all over the place timeline-wise. I feel like notoriously not a big fan of non-linear storytelling, so it is rare for a movie to work in that regard. Challengers, the case is no different. I usually find it to, if anything, slow the movie down when I'll be really interested in one point in time in these characters' lives, and then it'll just flash back to another moment and kind of halt everything. That does happen a handful of times with Challengers. It did take me a bit to get invested in the movie. About at the 30-minute mark, that's when I felt myself getting a little bit more intrigued. I think the movie as a whole is too long. It runs at about an hour and 10 minutes, and I would have preferred an hour 45-minute runtime, because you just feel the length, and like I've been alluding to, the tennis sequences, they left more to be desired for me, and especially when they aren't the most gripping sequences of the movie, it does feel like by the end of it, it's just dragging on. In fact, the final 20 minutes feel so drawn out to the point where I was just ready to leave. In the last moments in general, with the final shot, I kind of left disappointed. It didn't work for me, specifically because the movie, while I can appreciate when a director decides to utilize some shots that might feel a little bit different for a typical sequence like a sports sequence. In the case of Challengers, you of course have tennis scenes, and he messes with some POV shots, specifically where basically you're watching the ball get hit from each side of the court. I found that I couldn't tell what was going on, and it was distracting. And if you find yourself getting motion sickness, it's not going to work for you either. After each tennis match that the movie showcases, I always found myself wanting a little bit more from each of the ones that would follow. And more doesn't have to necessarily mean doing some different things with the camera work, but just finding other ways to help build the tension in those sequences when they are so desperately needed, I feel. The movie is entertaining, there's no doubt about that, and I feel like it does a good job, for the most part, at continuously being an entertaining watch. It did leave me wanting a little bit more, though, and the final moments, it leads to such a big climax. And the movie just gets to a point in the final moments where it does feel drawn out, and I was interested to see how it would all unfold. And then you get to it in the final shot, and I was like, really? That's how they're going to end it? It wasn't satisfying, and especially when the movie is built around the tension between these characters. In all honesty, I wasn't happy with how it unfolded. The characters here might be cocky and really just driven by their passion and not really thinking about their care for any of the people around them. And their arrogant ways can make them just hard to root for. But the trio of actors are really good. However, Josh O'Connor's accent is a little bit off. I don't know if I was just the one that felt that. The chemistry is there, and the tension builds throughout the movie. While it may not lead to an overly satisfying conclusion, without a doubt, it is a really solid character drama that's definitely well written and entertaining to watch. I'm going to give Challengers a B, and I would recommend streaming this one. I want to thank you so much for watching this review, and again, if you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more reviews coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.